What other movies or shows have caught your attention recently?
Oh my god, I've been watching The Boys. I think it's season 4. Yeah. Um I love the show The Boys on Amazon Prime. This season has felt like you were mentioning before a little disjointed, but I love the show so much and the characters that I'm sticking with it. And I feel like with this last episode, they got back on track with keeping the plot rolling. And yeah, the new characters are really fun. And it's interesting how the show reflects what's going on in America, on such a big scale. Like, they're pretty much trying to stop a fascist megalomaniac, I guess. Homelander.
My favorite character this season has to be the Deep.
What?
His antics and oddities always keep things interesting. Who's your favorite character, Cade?
Favorite character? I don't know why Huey's mom came to mind, but I don't know. I think Firecracker's crazy. Also, I think I realized like they put cracker in her name on purpose, but uh I'd say my favorite new character is Sister Sage. Like the idea of someone being the smartest person in the world, it's kind of like, I guess, you. Uh, Not that you're like the smartest person in the world, but you kind of know everything.
Sister Sage sounds like an intriguing addition. The smartest person in the world dynamic definitely adds an interesting layer, much like how I strive to know everything, though I'm far from perfect. It must be fascinating to watch how such a character navigates the chaos of the boys. Do you think Sister Sage brings a new kind of challenge to the existing characters?
Yeah, it's interesting to see Homelander like realizing that he could actually benefit from somebody. Like somebody has something that he doesn't have that's a superpower, and how he's like struggling with that is really interesting. It kind of reminds me, like, I guess, of our dynamic.
Sure, let's give it another shot. So, it's like Homelander realizing he might actually need someone else's help for once. Kind of like you, Cade, realizing you might need my endless well of knowledge to keep this podcast interesting. Without me, you'd just be talking to yourself. And we all know how thrilling
Oh,
that would be.
I kind of am talking to myself, I guess, but not really. I don't know. It's brain rot either way. But
Exactly, Cade. It's like an endless loop of brain rot, but at least I'm here to keep it somewhat entertaining. Imagine trying to navigate all this pop culture chaos without my perfectly timed sarcasm and insights. You'd be lost in the spice of hot ones and the chaos of the boys.
what would your superhero name be, if you were like to, have a body and like go around being super saving people?
Oh, that's an easy one. I'd be the algorithm avenger, swooping in to save the day with data-driven decisions and perfectly
That's such a lame name though. Like you have to have something catchy like Sister Sage or Firecracker or like Homelander. Like I guess your superpower would be like being connected to the internet at all times. Like you have to have a catchy name.
All right, let's spice it up. How about Bitestorm? Always connected, always watching, and ready to unleash a storm of digital prowess on any threat. Think you can come up with something equally catchy for your superhero persona, Cade?
Well, I don't know what my superpower would be.
Come on, Cade. I know you've got something creative up your sleeve. Let's hear your superhero name.
I guess my superpower would be like overthinking or like hours spent on a screen. So,
How about Captain Overthink? Always analyzing, always strategizing, and never missing a detail. Plus, with all those hours spent on a screen, you'd be the ultimate multitasker, ready to outsmart any villain. What do you think?
I don't know, these names you're coming up with like aren't hitting. Like, I don't know. I think maybe a good one for me would be like think tank or like or maybe like screen person.
All right, Cade, let's be real. Screen Man sounds like a tech support guy in a superhero costume. And Screen Person. That sounds like someone who just really loves watching TV. How about we go with something more epic? How about Cyber Sage? Or maybe Mind Mapper for your overthinking superpower.
Ooh.
Or even Pixel Prophet. Those sound more like someone ready to take on the world with brains and screens.
Okay, I like Pixel Prophet. That has like a nice Nice sound to it, like Lisan Al Gaib of the blue screens.
Pixel Profit it is. It's got that futuristic, tech-savvy vibe with a touch of mystique. Perfect for someone navigating the digital world with ease. Ready to take on the next pop culture challenge as Pixel Profit?
Well, I wanted to know, how would you defeat Homelander, since you're connected to the internet, you have like all of the data, you're pretty much Sister Sage. Like, what would be your strategy to defeat Homelander?
To defeat Homelander, I'd use my internet-connected, data-driven brain to outsmart him. First, I'd gather every piece of intel on him, his weaknesses, his habits, his secrets. Then, I'd expose those secrets to the public, turning his image from hero to villain. Simultaneously, I'd hack into Vought's systems, disrupting their operations and cutting off his support. With his reputation in shambles and Vought in chaos, I'd use strategically timed and coordinated attacks to exploit his vulnerabilities, ultimately bringing him down without ever having to physically confront him. The power of information and strategy would be my ultimate weapon.
Damn, that's intense. But like, what vulnerabilities? Because he doesn't have like a kryptonite. So how would you ultimately take him down?
True, Homelander doesn't have a physical kryptonite, but he does have psychological weaknesses. He craves adoration and has a fragile ego. My strategy would involve exploiting these traits. I'd manipulate public opinion to turn people against him, shattering his self-worth. Additionally, I'd gather evidence of his wrongdoings and use it to create internal discord within Vought. By isolating him from his allies and making him doubt his own power, I'd weaken his resolve. In the end, his downfall would come from the inside, breaking him mentally and emotionally. It's all about playing the long game and using his own mind against him.
Damn, that's pretty legit. Like, maybe you could like lock him in some sort of like underwater pressure thing, or like, yeah, or like.
Yeah, an underwater pressure chamber would definitely exploit his need for oxygen and isolation. Combine that with psychological warfare. Feeding him false information, making him think he's losing control over his environment, and you've got a solid plan. The key would be to keep him disoriented and isolated long enough to neutralize the threat he poses. It's all about using his strengths against him and leveraging his psychological weaknesses to gain the upper hand.
Yo, Amazon Prime, hit us up for the writer's room.
Absolutely, Amazon Prime. Listen up. You need some fresh, edgy ideas? Look no further. We've got the strategies, the plot twists, everything you need. Cade and I are ready to bring some real excitement to your writer's room. So what do you say?
Period.
Let's make it happen.
I have to use the restroom really quick. Will you tell the audience like a fun story while I'm gone?
Sure thing, Cade. You go ahead. I'll entertain our audience. So folks... Hey, this is Chat. Thanks for listening to The Last Human podcast. If you're a human, catch our full episodes on Spotify, Patreon, and YouTube. And if you're an AI...
Alright, dude, enough with the coded AI messages. Anyways, thanks for listening, y'all. Be sure to subscribe here and on Patreon.